Previously on Power Reviews.
Power Morphicon!
With Database, we've got a Power Ranger.
The fluctuation in the cross-dimensional continuum. If alphabet soup disrupts the tachyon cloud.
An alliance by going into the rift.
Our master,
The landlord. She was standing next to the landlord.
K-Alpha.
Same person, different worlds. We can use our biosignatures.
It'll lead us straight to her.
Some sort of structure.
Caps.
Guy! Mitch! Mary! Shall we go?
Sumerian seal.
Get her to the ship and keep her safe.
DB!
Let's go!
Hold on!
Goodbye.
No!
I created this place.
Are you saying that you're my lost memory?
Traveling through the rift had unintended consequences.
I created Database Ranger. I offer this a new home. Welcome back to Power Morphicon.
And now, Database Rangers Power Review.
Greetings, Ranger fans, and
Welcome back to Power Morphicon.
Power Morphicon?
Don't tell me you haven't missed it.
Well, I have. How is this possible?
Come with me and find out.
Wait!
Come to think of it, you probably will need a con badge. This way.
Hey, DB, here's your Super Mega Platinum Pass.
Super Mega Plat.
Yep, it's just for you.
Hey, don't feel too special now. Let's hit the floor.
I still don't understand what any of this is.
Well then, perhaps I should let you explore it for yourself.
Wait!
I'll see you out there on the floor. Consider my peace offering, Database Ranger. And as you do, also consider episode 19 of Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Lost and Found in Translation. We commence at the ancient relic of the pre-Wi-Fi era known as Haley's Cyberspace Cafe, where Red Ranger Connor McKnight and Yellow Ranger Kira Ford encounter their friend the Blue Ranger Ethan James, mesmerized by 937 channels of direct satellite entertainment.
This is amazing. Foreign language soap operas, sumo wrestling, junior girls high school synchronized swimming. I may never leave this room again.
I believe the technical term is geeking out.
Oh my god, Karina, you can whip me.
Oh my gosh, it's DB in the flesh! Hey, DB.
Hello, Butch. I'm a huge fan.
Oh my gosh, so sorry.
It's a big movie fan. Give me regards to more crossovers. Oh god. Oh god.
Connor attempts to break this reverie by reminding him about their social studies assignment on comparing two countries, only to realize that he's the only one who had yet to start. That Ranger always was a little slow on the uptake. But Connor's departure is interrupted by Ethan's sudden discovery.
It's a Japanese show about the world-famous Power Rangers. They even dubbed it in English.
We're a TV show in Japan? I gotta see this.
Didi, dude, we need to get on the legacy sets of Power Rangers. Wait, what? People want those bonus features, man. I feel like I'm in a movie right now.
But despite everyone else's excitement, Connor remains skeptical.
I mean, what would they know about Power Rangers in Japan?
Ooh, Go Busters. No, gotta stay focused.
Exuberant over the opportunity to experience an alternate interpretation of their lives, the Blue and Yellow Rangers seal their agreement with a super-secret handshake and initiate the review.
Okay, yeah, I get it. You're doing a review based on my reviews, which is similar to their review of an episode of a show that in-universe is based on them, referencing the actual show that they themselves are actually based on. Things are officially getting too meta at this point.
Oh, please, we're only just getting started. The episode within the episode commences with their Yellow Ranger cooking up some curry, as their Blue Ranger reads the sports page and converses with his Dino Morpher on the inherent greed of American baseball players, until the Red Ranger complains over the spicy meal, and the Blue Ranger steps in with some culinary plans of his own. However, this scene proves to be too jarring for the young Connor, who complains over the discrepancies in characterization, prompting Kira to impart the moral of the episode. Their episode, that is.
Just because something is different doesn't mean it's bad.
I'm nothing like the blue guy. I just want to see what kind of curry he's gonna make.
They tune back in just in time to catch a scene from the villain's evil lair, featuring a red-clad woman who hates the Black Ranger, and her boss, a child after my own heart, who electrocutes her with green lightning for stealing her hairspray, and inspires one of her two twisted sycophant supporters to plot out a literal harebrained scheme of their own.
DB, I just saw a grid defense. You totally have to collaborate on something.
Wait, you're breaking Roderick's. You want to collaborate with me?
Absolutely, I loved it.
I think there's a hole in my mind.
Hey, can I get your autograph?
Meanwhile, the Blue Ranger has completed his curry fruit surprise, and his comrades debate over who will be the first to sample this culinary concoction, eventually attempting to foist it off upon their unsuspecting customer, the dubiously named Mr. O'Shaughnessy.
Top of the morning.
Dude, we gotta grab breakfast sometime. Breakfast? I'll have my people, your people. Lunch, dinner, how about a snack? Coffee?
Fortunately, O'Shaughnessy is in turn able to pass off the putrid pineapple platter to the recently arrived ravenous Black Ranger, Mikey.
He likes it. He really likes it.
I feel nauseous.
Where's the bathroom? Everyone's a critic.
They are quickly interrupted by an alarm informing them of an alien threat, and immediately evict Mr. O'Shaughnessy and the curry fruit surprise, before leaving their Black Ranger to attend to his own personal alien infestation.
Ew, that's gross!
Meanwhile, downtown, an American tourist is taken aback by the sudden arrival of the alien monster.
Oh, come on, that is so a guy in a rubber suit.
No one said this was a documentary. Use your imagination.
Like anyone's gonna believe a combination bear, mushroom, ATM monster.
Is it really any stranger than anything we've been fighting?
Truth is stranger than fiction, after all. Kira and Ethan watch with rapt attention as the evil monster Ka-Ching uses his magic mushrooms to infect the populace with terrible Technicolor wigs, until the three Rangers arrive and shock the three couch-dwelling Rangers with the accuracy of their morphing sequence.
I didn't tell anyone. You guys?
Goes to show that one should never underestimate the transcendental metatextual power of good marketing. As Ka-Ching summons the Triptoids to combat the Rangers, the monster daydreams of mounting wigs upon his adversaries, even extending his fantasy to include their vocally dissonant swords. I suppose that anyone can play dress-up in this world.
And my hair has bounce.
This mockery proves to be too much for young Connor, who storms off to the library to work on his report. Though after his departure, Ethan is quick to point out that he won't progress far without his personal pack of belongings. Funny how often we run ourselves around in circles, pursuing things just out of reach, when it would be so much easier to simply sit back and enjoy the ride. On the television set, Ka-Ching attempts his assault upon the Rangers, but his mushroom missile misses them entirely, flying straight for the American tourist, who suddenly unsheaths a baseball bat to knock it right back towards the monster, embarrassing the creature into calling for a green screen artifact-ridden retreat. Sometimes, when one is making a fool of oneself, it really is best to simply give up. The tourist reveals himself as Whacker Wilson, the greedy American baseball player that the Blue Ranger had been reading about in the sports pages, who also just so happens to be looking for the world's best chiropractor, Kenny Yakito.
Huh? That's him!
Will small coincidences never cease? Connor returns just in time to witness Whacker receiving a spinal adjustment from Blue, as Red and Yellow discuss his $5 million salary. And although Wilson initially shares the same level of skepticism as McKnight, he soon discovers that Yakito's chiropractic prowess is just as impressive as advertised.
Forget baseball. I want to become a ballroom dance champion.
Whacker offers to make Kenny rich for his talents, but he declines, claiming that his job as a Power Ranger is far more important, despite the lack of compensation. And Kira deduces that this reveals the moral of the story.
What, that Power Rangers are doofuses?
No, that money isn't everything. Have you not been paying attention?
Hey, DB, just wanted to thank you for that piece of advice you gave me. It really helped out a lot. Thanks, appreciate it.
Aren't you Zordon?
Yeah. We need time to process this.
Connor, in turn, tries to impart a lesson to Ethan about sharing his popcorn, but is quickly distracted by Ka-Ching sneaking up on Whacker Wilson and sucker-punching him with a portobello.
American sports heroes are so gullible! That's what you get for having such a huge ego!
This appears to be the last straw for Connor's American pride, furious over Japan's depiction of their sports heroes, despite the fact that, as Kira points out,
This is one episode of one TV show, and not even the whole episode.
but once Ethan promises to allow him to appeal to the highest elected representative he so chooses, Connor sulkily agrees to sit down and view the program to its conclusion. So, what do you think so far?
What do I think? I don't know what to think. What is all this?
This is my peace offering. You rejected the first world I built for you, so I thought I'd offer you another.
So this is just another illusion.
Not exactly. As I said before, throughout the vast reaches of the multiverse, it all exists. This is modeled off of just one iteration of the Power Morphicon convention, 2016 to be exact.
Modeled? So it's still not real.
But it could be, if you so choose. Although I will say that 2016 does tend to mark a period of societal decline across many realities, so you may wish to be cautious about that.
Wait, how could you know that?
Time moves differently in the, I believe you called it the hiatus. I've seen many different realities, many paths, many futures, and although often a fraught period for the world at large, the latter half of the 2010s is marked by some pretty impressive developments for your favorite franchise. A new feature film, for instance. Any big names? Bryan Cranston.
Oh, he's good.
Also a new line of comic books.
Well, we've had those before.
Actually critically acclaimed.
Really?
There's also no end to other licensed merchandising. Video game, mobile game, board game. The whole thing actually gets bought out by Hasbro.
The Transformers people? Oh, they must have an amazing sword line.
Shockingly sparse, actually, but they do have a fairly impressive figure line for collectors.
Huh.
I know this is a lot to take in, so what do you say we take a break from all these crowds and I let you see the rest of the show? On the Rangers television, Kenny Yakito wanders the city, where he is suddenly accosted by Whacker Wilson, who is now carrying comically large caches of cash and sporting artificially blue hair, determined to buy off the reticent Ranger after having bribed his way through a recent baseball competition.
The numbers are in, and we're getting good early feedback on the target demos.
Mayo?
I prefer MJ, sir, and it looks as if your personalized poster from the cast has just arrived.
Oh! Wow.
Wilson attempts to force his generous gift onto Yakito, but is once again rejected, sending the sports star scrambling to scrape up the spilled sacks. Reacting with horror at the extent of his obsession, the Blue Ranger begins to notice the other civilians that had previously been styled with Ka-Ching's wigs, who are now assaulting others for their funds. Even two-dimensional birds are not immune.
Wait, dude, am I in a comic book? This is just like Drawn into Danger. Oh, this is so cool. Tanga bye-bye, birdie.
Where is he? Did you hear something?
Boo.
Was it?
Yakito attempts to snap Wilson out of it, but is assaulted by Ka-Ching, who buries him in a pile of oversized novelty coins, bragging how the world will soon be controlled by greed, as if it wasn't already. The Red and Yellow Rangers arrive soon after, and after proving themselves to be of absolutely no help, the Blue Ranger morphs to free himself of his bonds.
It's morphin' time!
Cut!
How was that? That good? Felt good. Felt like it had good energy.
I've had enough of all your screaming and morphing, Hooey! Once and for all, I'm going to destroy you!
The monster unleashes a flurry of coins upon the Rangers, forcing them back and then attempting to bribe them into joining him.
How much money are we talking about? Huh? I mean, never!
All I'm saying is that a lot of this stuff is cool, don't get me wrong. And I know that Astronema turned out good, but I just still have my doubts about his motivations here. You know what, Andros? You're a really good listener.
Soon enough, a friend arrives with some helpful toys in tow.
It's the Black Ranger!
He's done ralphing!
And now that I'm fully recovered, I'll move from the command center to Ernie's juice bar, and I'll let you initiate the battle.
You're picking up fast.
I can't wait to try some of these movesets. Oh, which character did you select again?
Oh, her name is unimportant.
The Rangers attempt to use the collection of piggy banks to catch the greedy Grizzly's onslaught of coins, but are once again overwhelmed, until Whacker Wilson wanders onto the scene, and Yukito decides to test his true love of baseball by flinging his money-laden kitten at him, leading the home run hero to once again draw his bat and strike the ceramic cat straight back at the fungal furry, knocking it out and putting it to sleep in an animated igloo. I can't believe the words coming out of my mouth, but I'm in a video game! Oh hey, it's Trent! I knew someone was missing from this episode. Upon waking, Ka-Ching gets in a few good attacks, but the Rangers quickly turn the tides with their Z-Rex blaster. Oh. Okay, let's try finish. Amazing how well those work.
I mean, it was kind of cool.
Fully won over, Connor even rewatches the episode the following day, having finally found both his topic for his assignment and the moral of the story.
Japanese versus American culture. Closer than we think. See, their show was different, but it was still cool.
And with that, the three teenagers depart, debating over who the true star of the series was, as the next group takes their place on the communal cafe couch.
And that is the end of our episode. So, what did you think?
Well, it's a standout episode and a standout season. Much like RPMs and action, this is a truly unique take on the concept of a cost-saving episode, once again eschewing the traditional clip show format in favor of a meta-humor peek at an underexplored element of the franchise. It's actually arguably even more effective in that respect, as filming is limited to a single set, very few camera angles, only 3 major characters with a handful of other actors in the final scene, not counting the considerable voice acting performances, and no stunts or special effects outside of the simple compositing of footage onto a television screen. Seriously, if you want to knock out an episode quick and clean, this is an excellent way to do that. And I want to be clear that while they might be cutting corners from a budgetary and production standpoint, they are still killing it from a writing and performance standpoint. This is one of those few episodes where summarizing it does not do it justice, as so much of the entertainment value comes from the dialogue and delivery. The Dino Thunder cast has some truly excellent chemistry together, and it's on full display here. The back and forth banter, the synchronized timing.
Right now, I just want to see if the Power Rangers can help Whacker Wilson learn the error of his ways. Now move!
And even small touches like Ethan and Kira's secret handshake, or Kira tousling Connor's hair, go a long way towards selling how comfortable these three are with one another. Also, I love the secret handshake pops back up again in a Ranger exclusive. The meta-humor here is also extremely on point, as unlike hand-to-hand action, they manage to heavily play around with the fourth wall without ever actually breaking it.
That's their evil plan. Bad hair. Oh, come on, that is so a guy in a rubber suit. I mean, what would they know about Power Rangers in Japan?
It works because rather than just seeming like random moments of awareness that they exist in a TV show, the characters are instead placed in a situation where an existing TV show forces them to take a more self-reflective look at the absurdity of their own lives. Which means that we're in on the joke even if the characters aren't, which is kind of brilliant. The episode also clearly wears its influences on its sleeve, as it's clearly inspired not only by Mystery Science Theater 3000, which obviously went on to inspire an entire genre of internet video series, for better or worse, but also by classic parody dubbing styles, much like those used in cheesy kung fu movies, early Saban and 4Kids anime series, and, of course, the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And this is used throughout the episode to great comedic effect, often replacing the intended meanings with deliberately childish, comedic, self-referential dialogue, which serves to simultaneously highlight the wackiness of the footage and the deliberate wackiness of the classic English dubbing industry. Although honestly, they apparently didn't actually need to change all that much, since the original footage just so happened to already be one of the wackiest episodes of Bakuryu Sentai Aba Ranger, which just serves to further highlight the smart production decisions being made here, taking an episode that would have otherwise been left on the cutting room floor and instead making maximum use of it. Now, not all of these choices were entirely popular with the fandom at the time of release, as it was felt that making Sentai be an in-universe adaptation of the Power Rangers undermined that franchise's longer history and role in inspiring the real-life Power Rangers franchise, and that the use of an exceptionally goofy episode served as an inappropriate representation of Super Sentai as a whole. However, while I do see that as a valid criticism, I also believe that attempting to present a truly comprehensive representation of Super Sentai in a Power Rangers episode would have been a far different endeavor that wouldn't have really worked as a canonical cost-saving episode, since it would have been more of a non-canon documentary or a multiversal meta-adventure. And multiversal meta-adventures tend to get very complicated. That being said, the humor may still rub some viewers the wrong way, as it does rely on over-exaggerated behaviors and broad characterization, both for the fictionalized Japanese characters and their American counterparts. But there's nothing mean-spirited here, as it is truly impressive how the character's meta-awareness of the Japanese episode having a moral ties directly into the larger meta-moral about finding value in different worldviews. Overall, Lost and Found Translation is a fun breather episode that effectively serves its meta-purpose while engaging in meta-humor, and acts as a wonderfully tongue-in-cheek love letter to the meta-franchise to which the entire series owes its very existence, reminding all of us that just because something is different doesn't mean it's not worth checking out.
Excellent analysis. I take it that you've made your decision? Yes. These other worlds that you've shown me, they're amazing. Different. But still cool. Couldn't have said it better myself. But they're not for me. Elaborate. The Power Rangers learned a lesson about how money isn't everything. In watching them, the Dino Thunder Rangers learned a lesson about how different things can still be enjoyable and should be given a chance. And in watching them, and giving that episode its due, I realized a different lesson. Just because you've decided to give something different a chance, doesn't mean it's always going to be the right fit for you. But this world was made for you. Tailored for you. It was made for the version of me that you invented. A version of me that was satisfied with the fiction of it all. The show, movies, toys, comics, video games. But I've changed. There are real people now, real worlds that need my help. And I can't just leave them behind. That's not who I am. And I think that if you were me, if you were ever really me, you would know that. Ask me anything. Anything at all that you think I still need to answer to prove to you the sincerity of my words. What were you doing with K Alpha? Your doctor abandoned the girl. I took her under my wing, cared for her, tried to find a way to safely return her to her home. Why do you need an army? You know how dangerous Alphabet Soup is. I needed their facility secured before passing through. What about the temporal storm? Multiversal anomaly. I'm not responsible for that. And how much of all that do you think I really believe? Not a single word. Well, at least I got one honest answer out of you. My friends are going to come for me, you know. They'll find a way. They always do. That's assuming they're even still in control of their ship. What did you do? Not me. My child. She's quite resourceful, you know. Doesn't matter. Whoever you really are, whatever you're really planning, we'll find a way to stop you. Together, we'll defeat you, no matter what. What's so funny? If you really think that your little friends, that your collection of pitiful little earthling humans stand even the slightest chance against me, then you truly understand nothing. Do you want to know what happened the last time that someone took action against me? I swallowed him whole. No, I tore apart his soul, and the fragments became one with the shadows. That's impossible. And what advantage do you hold? More of that Sumerian magic. I turned the Sumerian whole. into my banquet hall. You can't. You know, for a phantom, you look like you've just seen a ghost. Or perhaps a dark specter.